my fellow Reapers? What is up, my fellow Reapers? My name is Josh, and welcome back to another Five Nights with Froggy's review video. So today we are reviewing the second game, guys. I got really excited for this. The episode is going to be way longer because there's more characters, the place is way bigger, and it has more of a story than the first one did. Alright, so there may be a few announcements during this beginning of the video. I just wanted you guys to know that the new update to the game sucks on my Android because the thing is, what happens is that you can't hear Draco or the gnomes coming at all. It kind of sucks. I really want JK Productions to fix that. But we're not here to rant about the new update. We're here to review the game before the update, okay? Because if we review the game now, it wouldn't be fair for you guys, and it wouldn't be as much fun for you guys. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into the story. Basically, in the story, after the guard works his shift at the first game, apparently vandals break in and start to destroy the place, leaving fire, explosions everywhere and then they left the buildings behind to rot and stuff. Well, at least that's what the vandals did. Somewhere during that point in time, people begin to start to fix the palace up, which is why in the second game, the palace looks a lot bigger compared to what 3 years ago. It's because people fixed it after the explosions. And apparently, at some point during the game, they get in new attractions. We'll talk about the attractions on the second night, but we need to go into the first night. The first night, nothing really special happens, but of course, you are in the new palace. Of course, you are still somewhere in the same area as when the first game began, except the whole place got re-updated, so that's why it looks a lot bigger. But I have a little problem with the first night. It's way freaking long. They can at least make it faster. I don't know why. Like, night one's so long. They need to fix that up. Alright. And then the second night. This is when stuff begins to get strange. Apparently, the new attractions have been brought in, such as Draco, Plush Froggy, and those guys. And yeah, we'll be mentioning those guys because those guys happen to be haunted as the first ones. Well, let's just call them the old guys. They happen to be as haunted as the old guys. So I'm going to be talking about those guys, okay? Plush Froggy. Plush Froggy is one of the first characters to find and the first characters to move. Apparently, he'll start to make his way through the building, sometimes traveling throughout the ventilation, but he doesn't attack through the vents. He just crawls through the ventilation at some point during the game, starts to make his way through the palace, and then eventually makes his way to your office. When you're in the first office, you'll hear the door open and you'll hear him croaking. You have to go to the second room with a bunch of monitors and stuff, and then eventually he'll leave because he won't find you. Plush Froggy's lazy. Yeah. And then we'll be talking about Plush Croco, Coddy, and Chabrasca. What kind of name's Chabrasca? I don't know. They all attack from the vents, which means they have the same mechanic, except they go in different directions. Plush Croco always attacks first. Don't know why, he just always attacks first from the vents. Then Chabrasca and Coddy attack from the vents somewhere about the same time. However, that vent grill in front of you, once they start to bang on it, you gotta go and screw it up so, like, the vent won't fall apart and they'll make their way through your office and kill you. You just gotta screw the vent and they won't kill you. Then we gotta talk about the Mighty Dragon. The Mighty Dragon is just used for distraction. He's not really important. He's just used to distract the player. And finally, Draco. Draco will begin to slowly make his way throughout your building. I don't really know if he uses the vents or not. But he'll begin to attack, and you'll start to see him on somewhere around Camp 4 or something, and around 4 a.m. he'll begin to attack. You'll hear a roar sound getting closer and closer to the player. You gotta go to the first room, turn around, and hold the door shut. Then, unlike the other characters, Draco seems to be weaker, And that's why when you hold the door shut, he can't. Instead, he'll hit his head and he'll leave. Let's talk about night 3. Alright. Now, if you haven't noticed throughout the first and second nights, you'll have cutscenes. And apparently during those cutscenes, you'll see the old guys like Froggy, Kitty, Croco, and the gnomes begin to wander around in the forest. You'll see them walk around in the forest during these cutscenes. This is because they are making their way to the palace for revenge. That is why you are seeing them wandering around through the forest. They're not wandering around through the forest aimlessly. They are targeting the palace. Okay? That is why that happens. And in the third night, the toys finally get their advantage. And the old guys begin to attack on night 3. So the old guys haven't been forgotten at all. Froggy, he's weird, okay? He's just the scariest one out of them all. He has the freaking sharp teeth and stuff hanging out at some point. He begins to make his way through the building. Eventually, he'll make his way to your room. Now, in the first room, you'll see him right there behind you. And then you have to shut off the light so he won't see you. In the second room, he'll have red glowing eyes under the table in the second room. Just turn off the lights when you see those red glowing eyes. Kitty has almost the exact same mechanic as Froggy, except when she comes, you have to keep the lights on for her. And her eyes are white in the second room, by the way. Croco, like in the first game, you can't see him at all, but just like Kitty, when he makes his way through the palace, you have to keep the lights on until you hear the growling go away. Alright? And then we got the gnomes, okay? The gnomes will begin to make their way through the building, but they won't target the office that directly. Instead, they'll stop somewhere around Cam 20-something. I don't know where they stop at. But they stop there to take a little break, and then you'll begin to hear them go do-do-do-do-do-do and stuff like that. When you hear them doing that, you have to go to the first room and wind the music box until they leave. But don't hold the door shut as you do this, or they'll begin to pound on the door and eventually break it and kill you. So you're going to have to wind the music box when you hear that. And that's basically all the characters. There's just like 4 more characters added to the game. Let's talk about night 4. Alright, night 4, that's when you start to see Golden Froggy make his way. He's been following the old guys. It's just that you haven't seen him, but he was actually there the whole time. He eventually finds the palace too and begins to attack you. At some point during the game, he'll begin to teleport directly into your office. Once you see him in your office, all you have to do is start to tap on him, stuff like that. And what you are doing is called banishing. When you tap on him, he'll eventually you are banishing him, and eventually he'll go away. But he'll always attack again. And yeah, he's just a new character. And all the other ones are freaking impressive on night 4. Just saying. That's all we have to do for night 4, so let's go on to night 5. Alright guys, night 5 is here. You begin to see some more crazy stuff. The ghost of Lorenze. Yes, he is creepier than ever. So if you don't know the ghost of Lorenze, somewhere on night 4 or night 5 in Five Nights with Froggy's 1, Froggy attacks him and kills him, which is why when you see him show up, instead of him being normal and happy, you see him angry, blood-covered, and like a ghost. He doesn't really kill the player, it's just that he'll show up in your office and he'll be like, he wants some tea and stuff like that. And then eventually he'll jump scare you, but then he'll turn all the power off, so you have to go and turn the power back on, which makes him a real pain in the butt. Also, the sirens, fire alarm activated crap starts to go on, which is really annoying at night 5. But it just makes the game a lot fun, and it also brings more of the characters into your office, so yeah, night 5 is literally crazy, bruh. Crazy. Alright guys, now it's time for what I think about the game. I easily rate this game, you ready guys? I easily rate it a 10 out of 10. They did a good job. Game mechanics, perfectly excellent. I freaking love the game mechanics. I just love them. I love how the sirens go off. It brings more of the enemies towards you. Love how you have to hold the door for Draco. Perfectly perfect as all perfect. What do I think about the graphics? The graphics are amazing. 10 out of 10 for those. Well done. They did a great job on the game. Everything. Okay? Every little thing is a 10 out of 10. Very perfect. They did a good job. Okay? I find this game to be way better than the first one. There's more enemies, more time for you to concentrate, and it really kicked in my adrenaline. I really had fun with the game. What do I think about 2020 mode? When I said everything was perfect, it was because I forgot about 2020 mode. Not everything is perfect, like I said earlier. There are gonna be a few problems along the way. 2020 mode. The things I like about it is how you can press the add all 20 a few times to do night 666 and stuff like that. Very, very okay. Now, they move way faster. All of them are a huge problem. Froggy, he's the main one you gotta worry about. He shows up all the time, and even if he doesn't show up all the time, he shows up at the worst moments possible. These guys move way too fast. The gnomes show up way too fast. Especially Draco takes his little butt over here way too much. The ghost of Sophie, while your adrenaline is kicking in, she gets me the most because my adrenaline's kicking in, and I never think she's gonna be there. What the frick? You just gotta slow the game down a little bit. 2020, it doesn't have to be all heck, okay? You just gotta fix a couple of things. But besides the 2020 mode, everything is okay. I enjoy it so much. Next episode, which could be tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, we'll be talking about Five Nights with Froggies 3. And then as soon as Five Nights with Froggies 4 comes out on mobile, I'll be talking about that. So, yeah. Bye, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Oh, come on, George. I thought the game was perfect. Guess what? I'm gonna make the third game the most perfect one of all. You better enjoy the third game, or I will kill you!